Hi, Happy New Year! I'm so glad you're here again, and thank you for allowing me to take these weeks off. I'm really appreciative of that. And after my intro, I'll let you know what I've been up to. Hi, welcome back to my Mystery Monday. I'm so excited to be here again. I've been thinking long and hard if I can sustain my, thrice a week schedule, and I decided that I will give it a try. On these past weeks that I haven't been here, I've been working on my reading journal, which I'm really super excited about, and I'll give you a flip through later in the month. Once I finished January, I've also been reading tons. I don't know, I think in this month alone I've read more than I've read in any single month of my life, and that includes the months that I was writing my graduating thesis. I've read so far 25 books, and there's still about 10 days left in the month, so we'll see where the world is gonna take us, the world of reading. But I'm really excited to be here, and that brings me to some of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. I've been trying to see, how I can make more fun videos and how I can talk about, honestly, I've read about 30 books last year, plus the 25 in here, and there's no way that with one video a week, I can just talk to you about some of the books that I've read. And even if I was to do a wrap up, there are some books that are so wonderful, they deserve their own review. Right? So I was going back and forth how I'm gonna do this, and I've decided to start two things. The link will be down below, and on my Wednesday video, I'll go more in depth about these two, but it wouldn't mean the world to me if you follow me on those as well, but don't feel like you have to. But I've started first and foremost, a blog. A what? A blog. Why? Well, because I want to talk about all the wonderful books I've read and some of the boxes and subscriptions that I have as well. And there's just not enough, I don't have enough time to make videos about all of them. And I don't want to turn my channel into just one or the other, because then with that, for content will come the obligation of doing things I don't want to. And I do everything for pure enjoyment, and you know what I mean? And not only that, I work, I homeschool, my son is doing distance learning, and with, all of that I know really care about learning is about me. But, with all of that comes a lack of time, and it's easier to type and write because I can start on my phone, email it to myself, and do it here and then than it is to find the right lighting and to sit down and do a video. And I don't know, I decided to give it a go, and my blog is going live this week. And what I'll go more in depth with is I'm also starting a Facebook group. A Facebook group will be a wonderful place where you can have your own voice and tell me about books that you think I should read, and we can have an open discussion. And my plan for that is to start a free book club as well with your input. So stay tuned for Wednesday's videos where I go more in depth about this, but I'm super excited about those. I'm also very excited about my planners and reading journals that I have been starting. I've also whoever knows me in real life, you know what I mean. Whoever knows me that there's few things in the world that I love more than talking and making lists and spreadsheets. So obviously all my reading is cataloged, and I've been revamping my reading spreadsheets. so it can give me the stats as well. So I plan in February to have a video where I'll do my flip through. I will also share with you my stats for last year and an overview of, you know, how I track it on my spreadsheets. If you like that, just give this video a like. Let me know down below if you're looking forward to that, and maybe I can move it a little further down the list. But that video, and I'm putting it out there, so now I'm committed to it, will definitely be going out in February. Now, there's so much I wanted to talk to you. So I'm using a beautiful notebook. Like I said, I like lists, just to make sure I have all my talking points. If I look down, this is what it is. I will try to edit most of the times that I do look down on it, but I really want to make sure this video is up on Monday, and we were rambling. But anyway, so one of the wonderful pages of my reading journal is, I think, the page that I'm the most proud of. I just made this little pocket, and in here it looks like a library card, and that's what I put my reading goals. There you go. My reading goals for the year. I'm not the most artistic person in the whole world, so a lot of this is not, I wish I could do beautiful things with my hand. I can't, but I have a vision and I do the best of it. And one of my life goals is to just let go of control and try to accept, you know, imperfection. So this is my perfect, imperfect little library log. So for my reading goals so far for 2021, I set my goal to read 80 books. I think I can do it. The two things is I really want to expand my reading. Like you know, I'm more of a mystery person, and I've been reading way more female authors. So this year I want to just turn everything upside down. I want to start reading YA. I've started reading thrillers, and I'm really into that. I'm also going to be reading more horror. And, you know, just, I'm trying to get away from my classics and mystery books. And so far that has been like wonderful. Like my world has been expanded. And I don't know, it just feels great, doesn't it? And I also will want to read more books, not only by authors that are male, but also more diverse books. Because, so obviously I'm still going to be going towards like those mysteries that grip me, and I'll keep reading them. However, I've never been really a person to think about who wrote them. The books that I do enjoy, so I'm just making one of my resolutions to be more conscious about it. To read more books written about and by people that really do not look like me, but can expand my horizons. And I'm looking into reading more on voice books as well. So I think this is a shift that I've done, is actually doing a little more research on the book to make sure that I'm meeting those goals and I'm more, you know, conscious about what I choose to read. I have made a resolution or set a goal for myself to be consistent talking about books on YouTube with my reading and sharing them on Facebook and my blog. So stay tuned to that. I have a lot of books on my shelves that I haven't read, and I didn't know how many ebooks I had as well, because I thought, you know, oh my God, this is a good deal and it's something like I would read and never thought I would have time. So I have started to chip away at them, and I have decided that by December 31st, 2021, oops, I almost said 2020 again, I will have read 65% of my physical books, you know, 65% of the books I haven't read yet, and 50% of the ebooks that I own. I have 40 ebooks that I haven't read yet, and I think I was at, and 60 physical books. So I want to read at least 40 of my physical books and 20 of my ebooks by the end of 2021. Why is it so hard to say this? 2021. It's a year. It feels like a repeat, but it's a year. Anywho, I have also decided that based on, the daunting task of having to read all those books on top of all the other books that I still need to read and want to catch up on, I'm only going to buy books that I will read. So any books that I have bought and not read by the end of 2021, I'm going to have to unhaul them. I've never given books away. So I think I have to decide to unhaul those books if I haven't read them, to keep myself from buying books that I will not read. Also, I am so grateful to have been accepted to join NetGalley, which is a online service that shares books in exchange for reviews, books that haven't been released yet. And then you can just create a profile and you can apply, show your interest in a book, and they may let you have an advanced copy. You read and you review it. They can also decline. I have had a lot of books decline because who am I? A nobody. But I also have had the opportunity to read some wonderful books that are being released this year, and I'm so excited for. So I have decided too that to keep up with that and maybe get all the books that I want, I will review every single NetGalley book that I do get within the month. I don't want them to be shelved at all, and they will be a priority. I have also decided that I am only gonna read books that I enjoy. There is one thing that I have not done in my reading career, which is DNFing a book, because I simply cannot let go. Like I can just skim it and get somewhere, but the only books I haven't finished are the books that I lost during moves, like house moves. So I have decided that I'm gonna have to let go of that, because there's so many wonderful books I want to read. So if I start reading a book and I don't really like it, I am gonna DNF it, and I'm gonna focus on books that I do enjoy. Like I said, another decision that I have was to start a book, because I cannot make videos fast enough to share all the books that I've been reading. So I'll be doing that on the blog. It's gonna be trustandwingsit.ca, I believe, is not finalized, but the link is going to be on the description box below. And now, I saved this for last because there is a segue treat to this. I have also decided that I will, especially the pandemic has been hard on anyone. And I think it has been really hard on authors as well, because not only they don't have the opportunity to go on tours, I think publishers are a bit more strict on what they will be releasing. And I know to begin with, releasing a book is not that easy. It takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of faith, and sometimes authors don't even get like a fair contract. So they have no choice but to take the plunge if they really do believe in what they have produced and self-publish. Which I cannot imagine how scary, how crazy the ride must be. So I have decided that this year I'm going to support a lot of Canadian and Brazilian authors. Well, and British authors as well, because, I'm not British, but I just love the British culture. So I kind of appropriate that a little bit. So, but I will be reading a lot of them, and I will support self-published authors way more often. So I'm looking for that. And if you happen to be a mystery or thriller or horror self-published author, just feel free to let me know where your book is down below. I would be very interested in reading. But okay, and here's the treat. I'm gonna I am going to put my mouth where, I'm horrible with sayings. Like I'm going to put my mouth where the money is, the money where my mouth is. What is it saying?
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
That. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And out of those decisions, you know, I've been on track for my 80 books, check. I've been reading more diverse and more genres, check. I have, my blog is almost ready to be launched, check. I have started reading my physical and owned books, check. So far I've bought a couple of books, but I intend on reading them, check. I have basically read all the night galleys, check. So far I have only read books that I will enjoy, check. And what was the other one? Supporting new authors and self-published authors and Canadian authors. And I got all three right here on this one, which is the book that, let me go back, is the book that I want to share with you guys. It's called Heart of a Runaway Girl by Trevor Wiltzen. Okay, I really needed, like I don't even know how to start with this book. Okay, let's start by this. I've been going back and forth. I have a planned video that is an open letter to Peter Swanson. And one of the major problems I have with him is that he does not draw women. And in fact, one of the major problems I have with most male authors is that their women characters are so stereotypical. And I think that's why, well, am I a feminist? Kinda, but it's more than that. I also don't like when female authors get guys wrong, but I don't know much about that, but I know about being a woman and what this wonderful author got right was the characters, especially, oh my goodness, Mabel, she's a woman. Like, I think she's one of the best female characters I have read in a while. This needs to be a series. You know, we in Canada, you know, make local, CBC, hello. Like, you have to make this. Go into the Thriller, get this. Go against Netflix, I don't care. But this woman is a mother and she's flawed. And she is perfect in her way. She's someone who sometimes will explode at her kids, but she's there, and her love for them and is in every single page. And one thing that she believes more than anything is to doing what is right, because she parents by modeling, and that's like so wonderful. She is basically a single mother of 3. Basically, yes, because she is separated. She's not divorced. She's going through something, but she is raising her 2 boys on her own. And she's also now the guardian of her teenage niece. So she's raising 3 people. She's modeling, you know, how to be a proper woman to this teenage girl that has gone through a lot of losses. So she's going through like a kind of teenage rebellion. Her 2 kids are also learning how to navigate life, and having been away for their dad has contributed to some of their behavior. So she's trying to navigate that while understanding it, and she manages a very small town motel and diner, and she doesn't have a lot of employees because, you know, she's trying to stay afloat. So she works on that, and she is close to everyone. Most people seem to love her in the town, except, of course, for the big bad wolf, which is a very rich guy who basically runs the town the way he wants to run the town, and that includes making a lot of money out of drugs and being an honorary KKK member, basically, because they are not nice. They are freaking racist. They are very elitist. They don't have any regards for women or lives or people. It's like, okay, you can sell me drugs, I can look at your face. You can make me money, I can look at your face. But don't expect anything. They have no regards for anything. So this is, even though a very small town in the state of Washington in the United States, it is not a nice town. There is an atmosphere there of you don't have your freedom, because this guy makes sure you know that he's running the town. He has everyone in their pocket, including the sheriff. And that's kind of like the background of the book. And then, is that the whole book? No, because here's the deal. There is this girl that nobody has seen in town, and all of a sudden she's in a diner as she's talking with basically the one black kid in town, who happens to be one of the drug distributors as well. And they're talking, and they have a little bit of a fight, and they seemingly go their separate ways. The girl is found dead and abused and some not nice things the next day inside the mill. The sheriff does not make an investigation and arrests. I'll give you 1 second, okay? And I want you to think about it. Who do you think was arrested? No, it wasn't Mabel. Yep, the only black guy in town. Mabel has it in her heart that he couldn't have committed the crime, because one of her special powers is be able to read people, and she knows that when those two were in her diner, she could see that even though they were fighting, he had the utmost love for her, and also the timeline did not add up. So she is absolutely sure this boy did not kill his girlfriend. But the whole town doesn't care, sends him to jail, and it is what it is, because he's the only black guy in town. He's the perfect scapegoat. We don't know if the super drug lord is a killer or if he knows who it is, but he knows that a further investigation will bring maybe some cops or police who, it'll bring investigation where he doesn't want to, because he wants to be able to keep growing his weed and selling his drugs. Mabel is not happy with that. She is absolutely, she goes through a mini life aha moment, I would say. And she said, I'm not raising my kids to turn away on what's right. I have never turn away from doing the right thing. This is not the first time I'm gonna do. So she decides to start investigation. She wants to find out who killed the girl, because her parents deserve to know. The girl deserves closure. What happened to her was not fair. But more importantly, this boy who's in jail did not commit the crime. But because of everything that is going on and the climate in the book, she is absolutely sure that if she does not do anything, he will be convicted of this crime. The killer is never going to be caught, and he will be another statistic. Okay. Her investigation is like super fantastic. She does have no fear. She goes for things, and I have to say, one of the most important things about this book, I forgot to say it before, it is set in the 80s. So that was so refreshing, because you know, there was like this once, I don't want to ruin the book because I want everyone to have the experience, but there's a scene when she really wants to know who a particular vehicle belongs to, and she's trying to get the information, but she's not getting it, and she has to look into the log, and she creates a diversion for the person that is guarding the log to walk away. And then I go, okay girl, get your phone, take the pictures. And I was like, oh no, it's the 80s. So there was like this great, like, suspenseful moment. Is she gonna have the time to copy everything and close the book before the person comes back? Because, you know, writing things takes way more time than taking a picture. So I was like, oh my God, that is absolutely right. You couldn't do this. And there's other things in this book as well, that because it was set in the 80s, it's more focused on the atmosphere and on the characters, because there's no use of technology. And I was there. I was in that small town. I felt the claustrophobic feeling of living somewhere where you truly don't have a freedom, and your city could be better, but it isn't, because, you know, the person that is basically running the town is an asshole, a mean, bad asshole. And but I was there, and I was in the 80s, and that was so great. And not only that, all the freaking characters are so real, like so real. That was just fantastic. And another thing that I really have to give Trevor some props for is this book. Editing is hard. Okay, even when I have to write things for work that is not even fiction, it's like I don't know how many drafts I go through, and I'm very, just like I ramble when I speak, I ramble and I use a lot of commas when I write. So editing is not easy, but Trevor managed to use the exact words he needed to, the exact punctuation he needed to. There's nothing out of place in this book. Like his choices and use of word, and the atmosphere that he built with even the punctuation, that was like such an enjoyable read, and it was just fantastic. Because, you know, even like some of my favorite authors does sometimes just ramble on and on and on, and there are things that, you know, if this wasn't in a book, it would make no difference. But there's nothing that was in this book that could be removed, because everything was poignant, important, and purposeful. And that was so wonderful. Like I was, bravo, so impressed. So impressed. And honestly, I cannot rave enough about this book. And I have to say that for me, it's almost like two bonus things that I really, really enjoy about the book. Was one, I said I'm a mystery reader, right? So, of course, I would say that not 1,000%, because that's impossible, but 90% of, you know, some of the mystery books, you end up with a amateur sleuth. And they just happen to be an amateur sleuth. And things just happen to work out for them. Do I enjoy that? Yes. But has that always bothered me? Because, you know, it's not real life? Yes. And you know what? It's almost like an Easter egg in one paragraph that is addressed in this book. And I was like, go Mabel and go Trevor. It was like, can I be excited for just one single thing? But yes, it was like every time first I was like, oh, this cake is delicious. Oh my God, the filling was wonderful. Oh, I actually really like the covering. Oh no, but wait a second, they put some sprinkles on it. Okay, this is a perfect cake as it is. No, there's a cherry on top now. It's like, whoa. It's like the book that keeps giving. But the only other thing that I also do want to mention is that while not being the main direct focus of the book, it is a book about, you know, it's a book that invites you to reflect on white privilege and social injustice. So I really like the way that Trevor weaved this into the book. So I think this is it for my review. I'll give my mustaches now. But before I do that, I had the privilege to be able to talk to Trevor on Goodreads and Instagram. I'll link his Instagram, his page, and his Goodreads profile on the description box too. Please go follow him and give him love. This book is on Amazon. You can either buy it on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, is there as well, and it is on Kindle in many countries. I've checked. It is in the US, it is in the UK, it is in Brazil, it is in Canada, and I'm sure it's in other places. So please go check this book out. And there's another book coming. This will be a series. We're gonna see Mabel again, and I'm so excited. I'm here for that. And I think there has been some talk that it can be even another 2021 release. I'm not sure about that, but I'll definitely be keeping you on the loop, because Mabel is someone that I've just met and I'm not ready to let go. Okay, for that now. So this book, I'll just move a little bit so I can put my mustaches here. This book for me, I gave a 10 out of 10 for enjoyability. Like, need I say more? No, I started reading and I couldn't finish. I couldn't put it down until I finished. For characters, it's also a 10 out of 10. Not only because of Mabel, but everyone in there was just, like, it was amazing. Same for the ambience. Like, the atmosphere was a character in this book, and I was there for that. I can't really. Then, for fairness, I gave this book a 9 out of 10. For plot, an 8 out of 10. It is a wonderful plot, and I think he did make it his own. But there has been things of this book that I have seen before. And also for execution, it's a 9 out of 10. And this is just a selfish rating because I wish I had more Mabel. I wish, like, this is, I think, the first time that I've read a book that I wish it was longer. But everything that was in the book, it made sense. And it was there for a reason. And I'm very happy that it's going to be a series now. So I think I'm happy for that. I might have to revisit that pretty soon. As it is, so far this book has 4.6 mustaches. That's my final reading. Thank you so much for staying here with me through this very long update, rant, review, rave kind of, video. I am very excited to continue to be here. I've been thinking of some really fun video ideas. You being here means the world to me. And if you want to, support me by following me on my other social media and just giving a like and subscribing to this channel and help my channel grow, that really, really helps. It tells me that I'm on the right path. And I'll see you hopefully Wednesday and Friday, but if I don't, I'll see you next Monday. And until then, be the hummingbird. Bye.